Okay, hello there. I'm Dennis. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about a Debian-based distribution called Endless OS. If you go look at them on DistroWatch there, they're ranked 55, and the country of origin is the United States. And here it says based on Debian stable. Click on that, it takes you to their homepage here, and this is where you'll get your download as well. Let me go ahead and just click on that. I want to show this. Here you'll have opportunity to select your image. You click on that, you'll see for English, just the desktop alone is 16.93 gigabytes in size. Now you can get the basic, but you're defeating the purpose of the system. And it comes with a VirtualBox, ISO, which again, I'm not sure it's like close to the same size. I just downloaded this one. And it's available for Raspberry Pis, Pinebook Pro, and a couple other here, Libre computers. Let me go back here. And this is their home page. Endless OS operating system is simple and easy for anyone to use. It is fully equipped with the essential apps to learn, play, work, and connect. Here's the main gist of this operating system, I believe. Once installed, no internet is absolutely required. So you could probably download this or install this on an old laptop or something and run it for years and never have to worry about an update. I don't know that, but if you don't, once you install it, you're not required to have an internet. That's awesome because there's a lot of people that are not going to have internet, especially in today's world. This is also from this for your support on Endless OS. It's pretty in depth. It goes through and tells you some stuff to do and gives you some more topics. Tells you how to create a bootable USB drive. I was wondering, what do they do? Do they just install OS, accept charity, or accept computers from outside sources and then install Endless on them and give them away, or what do they do? Well, they actually sell them, and they go through a couple of the things they've tried here. But basically, one of them said that it was if a family could afford $1 a day, which is $365 a year, they could make a reasonable laptop available to them if they can afford approximately $1 a day. So that's not bad. I mean, I can certainly understand here, even in the United States, how working parents with kids would have a hard time keeping up with the computer world. And this could actually be a good option, but not only in the United States, and all over the world. Here's their wiki right here that tells you a little bit more about them. Endless OS was founded May the 12th in San Francisco, California by Matthew Dalio and Marcelo Sampaio. I'm sorry, Marcelo Sampaio. In the first 3 years, they focused designing through their field research in Rosina in Brazil and Guatemala. Here it says they even had a mini PC called a Grapefruit that cost $79 to $99. That's a pretty good price if you really need a computer. Here on their recent news here for endlessos.org or org, they've managed to go from, here it says, how our for-profit company became a non-profit to better tackle the digital divide between basically the rich and the poor. There's just no other way to say that. Or the ones that don't have, would like, and can't get. However you want to say that. Endless OS is certainly serving a great function here. And, they're not doing it for free. And I don't blame them or anybody for not doing stuff like this for free. But, it's not like, I mean, $1 a day, come on, that's pretty reasonable, I would think. And it sounds like they would even be willing to work with you a little bit on it. base it basically on whatever you can get approved for, which is really nice. So let me get off their web pages here. The installation, instead of just going through the installation, I took snapshots to make it a lot quicker and easier to explain even. When you first boot in your ISO or boot up to your ISO, whether it's on a USB, CD, or DVD, actually this won't fit on DVDs, it would have to be on a USB. When you first boot up to your image, regardless of how you're booting into it, your first screen will be a welcome screen asking you to select your language. In my case, it correctly selected English, and I said okay. And here you have an opportunity to try it without installing it, or go ahead and do the installer. Now, I found this wording a little confusing. Reformat this computer. It's basically going to format it. It's not going to reformat it. I mean, I guess this could be reformatting on a hard drive that already had a system on it. You could call it reformatting it. Anyway, so I clicked on try it. And then the next screen is for your keyboard. And you'll have to accept this EULA end user's license agreement. And you also have a setting right here at the bottom. It says they put it at the bottom so you don't see it real fast. The accept button's way up here. Sorry. Automatically save and send usage statistics and problem reports to Endless. All data is anonymous. So if you feel comfortable with that, just leave that tick and click next. The next one is for your location services, and I've turned that off. And you're ready to start using it. So we're going to boot into this is what their desktop would look like minus the terminal you're seeing here. What I did was I went ahead and partitioned and formatted my drive. I give it 3 SDA1 for EFI partition, SDA2 was for a swap, and the rest of it I allocated, because it's a huge system. I wasn't sure I was going to have room to put a data drive or a C or a root and a home partition. I left it with just one partition. Now we're going to start the installer. Now here you'll see it says use existing version, which is the ISO itself, which is 18.4 gigs. That is correct. So click next. Here it's picking up the virtual drive. Now, if yours is not here, use the drop down arrow, and if it's not here, stop. Something's wrong. It says I agree to erasing all my files and apps. They're going to wipe out the hard drive. We'll say next. And then it goes through the installer. You won't have any other options at that point. Here it tells you to power off your machine and remove the USB device or the ISO. All right, so we're going to boot into the system. This is our first boot, where we're going to add a user, and we'll redo our language. We're going to redo our keyboard, accept the end user license agreement, and as you see, I turned this off. Now, if I was putting this on real hardware and I didn't have internet access, I'm not sure what good that would do them anyway. But that's your personal decision whether you want your computer to send them anonymous information. Click next. Again, I turned the privacy off. And here you could connect to some of your online accounts if you had any. You could add them here. We'll say next. Now we're going to add a name. Also, we're going to set a password, which is not even ticked by default. It also has an option for setting up parental controls for this user. So click next. I give it my name. I selected to use a password. And we're all done. This will be our first boot up screen. Let me make sure verify. No. This first thing I did when I booted into the system was I run an update. Told me there was some available, so I run the update in the terminal, and it says it's going to, after this operation, it's going to use 329 KB of additional disk space will be used. Do I want to continue? And of course I did. Yep, that's the last. So this system is running, and I give it 2 cores of my processor, 6 gigs of RAM, enabled to EFI. The graphics controller is the standard VM SVGA, and I turn the video memory all the way up. All right, let me log in here. Give it my password. And I just updated, so the system should be good to go. I will say this, it takes Endless OS a long time to boot up. Wow, and as I said that was probably the fastest I've seen it boot up. Maybe it was on the last update I did. Because I did open it up and do an update so I wouldn't have that to bother me. So you can see it's based on GNOME. And this is the GNOME, what you'll see is the GNOME Shell here. And you got 2 pages. That's the second page. So on the first page, this program right here is a learning platform, and it's focused on teaching creative problem solving to kids ages 10 and up with 5 different pathways. Hack is a variety of activities that teach a wide range of skills and concepts. Check it out. So I looked at that on the web, and that's actually a pretty nice little program. I didn't open it up and play in it yet, but maybe I will. Chromium for a web browser. This is GNOME Files, videos, Shotwell for a photo, not editor, but photo, what do you call it, photo software. So welcome to Shotwell. It's for organizing your photos. Close that back out. Rhythm Box, that's a pretty nice audio player. This is probably system settings. No, this is not system settings. This is a game of some sort, which I meant to find out what this is, but I didn't, and I apologize. I'll have to do it later. Huh. All right, well, I'll definitely put that in the description up there or something. I'll tell you what that is. I meant to look in that and play with it for a minute, but I didn't. Sidetrack is another game. Another category that says play. We got Aqueducts, Dragon Apprentice, Fable Maker. A list of games, 2 pages of them. Yep. Tux Math, Tux Type. Sound works right out of the box. Let me get out of this. So you got some games that keep you occupied. And you also have Create. So you got Audacity, Pit Ivy or Pit Ivy, Photo Editor, which is probably Shotwell, I think. No, it can't be. It would say Shotwell. LMMS, that's like a drum or a synthesizer. Blender, Inkscape, GIMP, Tux Paint, Blender tutorials. Nice. That is pretty nice. And drawing tutorials. So that's pretty nice. Under work, looks like mostly the LibreOffice stuff. Coding. It did say on the website that they provided the means for you to learn how to do some simple coding. You know, get your foot in the door on learning how to code. That's pretty nice. Not so much for me, but for somebody else. Under utilities, we got the clocks, and here's the settings, help, document viewer, image viewer, cheese for your webcam, screenshot, weather, a note, document scanner, Brasero, contacts, parental controls, fonts, evolution, that's for dates, setting dates, like keeping appointments and such as that. Disk usage analyzer, GNOME disk, logs, system monitor, terminal, calculator, archive manager, text editor. Okay, very nice. Open up settings real quick while we're here. And you have your full array of typical GNOME settings. Although I see a bunch of stuff in here that's not in a typical GNOME setting. Most of the games are there. The applications, that's what it is. Here we go. Here's your typical GNOME settings. We were under applications. Let me close this out. I thought I saw GNOME tweaks. Wonder if I just type in tweaks. No, I guess not. Sure thought it was installed here. Encyclopedia, that's nice right there. I don't even know if kids nowadays know what an encyclopedia is, but I spent countless hours reading encyclopedias. That was like my adventure into the world. Colibri, my budgets would be next there. The website. Well, I'm going to close that out. My budget, so that's set up for accounting, how to build a resume, how to. This is full of stuff. So is the cooking, the next one there. Yep. How to, arts and entertainment, sports, exercise, finance, business, healthy living. Nice. Cooking. Now, I understood Colin of PCTLC. I heard him say one night on a Big Daddy Linux show that they had tried some of the recipes and they were decent. What a heck of a thing for me to remember. Sanitation, I'm sure that's, trying to teach you how to take care of your waste and get water if you need it. Healthy teeth, health, myth, and legends. I would be fascinated in that one as well. The App Center, now that's your App Center where you can search a graphical package manager where you can search and do updates. You can see it automatically. It has checked. App Center, let's see. Got travel, worldwide, wiki art, animals, biology, science, science snacks. Wow. Math, some more utilities. I know the monitor was in one and the analyzer. Not sure why there's two of those. See what we're pulling here. I have opened up most of the stuff on here. And right now, for GNOME, this is not bad. 1.1 gigabytes, especially considering all the stuff I just was opening up and looking at. That's not bad at all. All right. Let's see here. Where was that terminal? Oh, there it is. So, we got uname -rs. That gives us a Linux kernel 5.11.0 generic type kernel. SBLK should see our root home and or root EFI. See, that's why I like to do this stuff myself here. SDA1, 62 megs, that's going to be your EFI. And here for a swap, I bet that's all I got. At ZRAM, it set up ZRAM 8.7 gigabytes, or it might even be gigabytes of RAM. And on the system, I've only got 1 megabyte, if I'm reading that right, of actual swap. Not sure why that, that's ridiculous right there. That's why I like doing it myself. Anyway, just a small thing on my part. Let's see, what else could we look at here? SDA3, 33 gigabytes of space used with all the software installed by default. That's a lot, but if you think about it, you don't need internet and you've got all this stuff accessible and ready to use loaded on your computer where you don't have to, you could be going down the road in the middle of the Sahara and still play games. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Let's see. How do I get out of here? There we go. That's me. 2, 3, 4 clicks to power off. Oh, man. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Give Endless a try. Look at it and see. You might know somebody that, can't afford nothing but the cheapest of a laptop, and they sure can't afford internet. And this might be a good system for them, especially if they have school-age children. And I would guess with the encyclopedia and stuff I was seeing, even older students. Are you going to shut down? Oh, I'll have to look back at the tape and make sure I did that right, but I think I did. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Peace out, guys. Bye.